Hi there, this is the Parent Information Evening for Year 3. My name is Miss Stott and I am the Year Group Leader. So at Southsdale, our vision is all about shining like stars in the universe. We have 12 Christian values which we live by, and each half term the children will learn about one particular value. For this half term, we are all about truthfulness. In our classrooms on display, we have our 3 rights. You can almost see them as 3 rules. We have the right to be safe, the right to learn, and the right to be respected. Now, everything that happens in school, if a child makes a wrong choice or we need to have a little reflection time, it always relates to one of these rights. So if somebody is interrupting during the lesson, we remind them that we all have the right to learn. If somebody leaves the classroom without telling the teacher, they're not being safe, and we emphasize that with these rights. Okay? If somebody is being unkind with unkind words, then a person may not feel safe and they're certainly not respected. So our behaviour policy links directly to our 3 rights. And in class, if a child needs to reflect on this, they may have to stay in for 10 minutes with the teacher to have a think about what happened and the impact of their actions and what they would do differently next time. Your child has a planner, and in that planner, we want it in school every day, and we want to see your child recording their daily reading. Now, you can record reading in there too, that's not a problem, and it can be also used as a tool to communicate between home and school. It's really important if you do have a note that you want to let us know about, your child needs to bring their planner to us. We haven't got time to look through lots of planners. And also, your child can make notes about any homework or any spellings or anything that they have going on that week that's a little bit different. So we start school at 8:20. The earlier that your child can get into the classroom, the more learning they will have. And we finish at 3 p.m. Our PE days are Monday and Friday. Now, sometimes they can change last minute because anything can happen, but most of the time it's Mondays and Fridays. Okay. Now, the PE kit is also classed as your uniform. So when the children come to school on those days, they will need to wear their PE kit uniform. Homework, we expect your child to be reading their reading book every single day. If your child does phonics, prioritise this book because that's going to get them completing the reading, making sure they understand the alphabet, the phonetic code, and also, once you've done that, we can start to build their fluency. They're ready to move on to that. We also have the Times Table Rockstars homework app, and we have a weekly My Maths homework as well. And you will have had the information and the logins for these in July when you came for the open evening then, and the children have them again in their plans. This is my team. I work with Mr. Biltcliffe and Miss Dryhurst, who's new to Year 3, and we are supported by Mrs. Thomas, who's the higher level teaching assistant, and Mrs. Chocolate and Mrs. Dundon, who are our teaching assistants. At break time, we encourage children to bring a healthy snack, like a piece of fruit, and also to make sure they are hydrated throughout the day. So in class, children have their water bottles at their feet so they can take a drink whenever. This is our learning journey. We call it our narrative journey. At the beginning of the year, we're doing a local study, a lot about Ossett. We're going to be visiting Ossett Town Centre, visiting Spring Mill. Then we go into prehistoric Britain, and that's where we'll be going on the trip to Merton Park. Then we go to build on our understanding. We're going to expand from Ossett to Yorkshire, and we do a little project about Yorkshire there. Then we're going to the Gift of the Nile, to ancient Egypt. After that, we go to the road to Campania. So we compare Yorkshire with the region in Italy called Campania. And finally, we end our narrative a little bit differently this year with a local history topic at the coalface, where we'll look at coal mining in Victorian times and also children in Victorian times as well. That is our journey, and we do visit the Coal Mining Museum for that. Now, your child should have brought home a knowledge organiser for their first narrative. So back on the map, which is a local study, this is some of the key information that we will teach them. Now, we don't overwhelm them with lots of detail. It's more the key things that they're going to learn. They have this in their book, and we can refer to this and teach each other, actually. Test each other on the knowledge, but you can have a look at it too. So you can talk to them about human and physical features, and what maths can teach them about the UK. Reading feeds through every aspect of our curriculum at Southdale. Books are so important. We have a magnificent library, and even each classroom has its own library as well. Beautiful books. So at the minute, we are reading the Lost Words poetry book, and it also is coming up in our English. And that links to our local study of Back on the Map, because we are going to take the children to Spring Mill and teach them about the fauna that's there. So books, very, very important. We have a 2-week writing cycle that we use at Southdale, and it takes a little bit of time for the children to get to know it, because they are brand new from 2 different schools. But we start by analysing examples of writing. So if it was a persuasive piece like this one here, Travelling Circus, we analyse it and we pull out the features that make it wow. You know, what skills has the author used? What do we want to try and do? We want to make it sound interesting and exciting. We pull out the skills. Once we've got the skills, we start practicing using those skills. Then we start planning our own piece, ensuring we have those skills in. Then we draft. We do a draft, and we make sure we have time to edit this draft. And the teacher will do a lot of modelling of how to up-level and improve it at this stage. The final process is the editing of the writing, and then the publishing. And you can see on these photographs here, here's some examples of published pieces that all link to our journey. You can see the one at the top, that's the Campania one, and the one at the bottom is the At the Coalface narrative. So the writing feeds into our curriculum as well. We also have weekly spelling sessions. So if your child's in phonics, they will do a separate spelling program. Everybody else will have the read writing spelling program that looks like the little booklet here. Maths, really essential at this time of the year to make sure your child knows their number 1 to 10, because we are teaching them to add mentally using that skill. And a big part of what we do at this time of year is secure those mental strategies. And your child can continue to practice your mind maths and your timetable rock stars at home. They're very important. Our wider curriculum at Southdale is absolutely fabulous. The trips that we take children on, the residential visits that they get a chance to go on, but also even the local visits. The quality of our lessons, our music provision, we have our own music room. The art and the materials, the quality of the art sketchbooks is fabulous. We have PE provision, we have outside help that comes in to teach our children. We have cooking lessons. We have a fabulous outdoor learning scheme that's mapped out where children will take part in lessons in the outdoor classroom, but because we are very much a concrete playground, we take children off-site and take them to visit Spring Mill. We have a new One Life programme for our RSHE curriculum. It's amazing, and it's focused on teaching children all about their mental health, their physical health, and their social health. Every morning when the child walks into the classroom, the first thing they're asked to do is journal. Journal anything that's on their mind, get it out of their mind, so they can choose to spotlight what they want to think about during the day. Get rid of any of those negative thoughts that are going to hold us back today and not allow us to be our best selves. We understand the importance of having a mindful minute, and we teach children all about this, as well as their social fitness, their relationships, and their physical fitness, their healthy eating, and the importance of exercise. It is a fabulous programme. We're only at the beginning of this journey, but the difference it is making to our children is incredible. Here are some of the stories, just a snippet of some of the stories that are at the heart of this programme. I mean, every half term, you're looking at about 6 books that they read every half term, and really, really thinking about how our minds work, how it's okay that thoughts come into our head all the time. We can't control it. They're not always true, but we can choose what we spotlight and focus on. There's so much work gone into this programme. It's brilliant. We just want to remind you, I know our children are very young, but as they grow up, you might be thinking about purchasing a phone. I know some children spend a lot of time on the iPads, But we just want to say, even though they're only 7 and 8 years old, be very careful with this, particularly with Instagram, with Snapchat, with all those that they're desperate to have. Be really careful because children are not ready to be communicating this way. They don't understand the impact. And in kind of years 4, even as early as year 4, 5, and 6, we're starting to see a few issues, mental health issues starting between children. So just be aware of that. When they have age restrictions, we need to stick to those. Mrs. Walnuth is our new Senko at our school. And that's a photo over there. If you need to, if your child has special needs or you need support with something or you're worried about anything linked to that, then she is the lady to communicate with. If it's something to do with your child in the classroom, obviously you need to go to the class teacher straight away. I hope that is enough information to get you going with our year 3. Just to emphasize, if there's anything that you are worried about, if you have any questions, if you're not sure about something, or if there's just something that you're worried about with your child, don't delay. Don't wait a few days. If you let us know straight away, we can start to do something about it straight away, even if it's just watch from a distance rather than intervene. But don't leave anything that is worrying you. We're very passionate about our role. We care so much about your child. Every child matters. So don't leave something that could potentially turn into something bigger. Okay? And if there's anything, anybody you want to speak to, all you need to do is ring the office and we can arrange a chat, a phone call, or you can always nip in and see us. Thank you.